Uh-oh. 1 second. Okay, there we go. Good morning, everyone. Now, every day this thing goes out of focus. All right. Let's bring here. Perfect. Yeah, every day. I don't know. The camera doesn't move. The setup doesn't change, but uh actually can again. I got my board. So let me know if you can hear this. Do we hear the monkeys? No, no. Why do you ask, Bob? Okay, no monkeys. Bright and early, actually. Had to I moved Roger over about 4 feet out of the table. The major operation because you've got a billion cords. No, we're actually taking a group photo with two of our interns we've had from Germany. They're leaving today, or Friday, tomorrow. Mark, we see your name. Hey, Glenn. Good morning. That's pretty good. Hey, Cyrus. Yeah, no sound effects. What's Hey, Cyrus. Yeah, no sound effects. What's Hey, Cyrus. Yep. Sound effects. Happens still? Happens still? Oh, I forgot. It might be my Zoom settings. I think it is. Happens still? Oh, I forgot. It might be my Zoom settings. I think it is. Good morning, Doug. Again. Good morning. I can't see a name there. SBFASS. Again. Good morning. I can't see a name there. SBFASS. All right. And this is really aggravating me. Really aggravating me. Can't see a name there. SBFASS. All right. And this is really aggravating me. Really aggravating me. Can't see a name there. SBFASS. Steve, gotcha. All right. And nothing really aggravating me. Really aggravating me. Can't see a name there. SBFASS. Steve, gotcha. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Why am I using this? What's going on here, Matt? Cameras.
All right.
Let's switch. I don't see a camera being connected. Hello. Why am I using this? What's going on here, Matt? Okay, hold on a second, folks. Cameras. Hold on one second.
All right.
Let's switch. I don't see a camera being echo. I'm not connected. What the hell's going on here? Okay, hold on a second, folks. Cameras. Hold on one. Sounds like I have a delay too. Let's switch.
They're saying that about mine.
And what I'm saying is it sounds like it's doubled. What the hell's going on here? Okay, hold on a second, folks. Cameras. Hold on one. Sounds like I have a delay too. This.
They're saying that about mine.
And what I'm saying is it sounds like it's doubled. This right here. Is that the problem? Folks, one second, guys. I have a delay. Probably should have tested this before going live today, Matt. It sounds like it's doubled. All right, let's see what happens here. Folks, 1 second, guys. Oh, there we are. Perfect. This before going live today, Matt. It sounds like it's doubled. Right. All right, hold on a second here. Mercury retrograde. There we are. Just before going live today, Matt. I still hear myself. Let me mute my thing. Maybe that's my problem here. All right, hold on a second here. Mercury retrograde. All right. Before going live today, Matt. Is myself? Can you guys hear me without the? Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay now? Mercury. Are you hearing double? Let me just make sure. Is my? No, yes doesn't help, guys. Can you let me know if you're hearing double? Okay, I'm not on the right mic.
No, well, you might be. Hold on. I think I know why there was a double.
Okay, now I'm on the right mic. Hello.
I forgot with the new board.
Yeah.
Or I have to mute the YouTube stream.
Are you talking about my mic?
Hmm?
Are you talking about my mic?
No, the board. What do you? Okay. No, my board was the echo. Well, there was the YouTube.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Is everything normal now? I'm doing well. Sorry about that, guys. All right, we're normal now. You could see me, you could hear me. So the soundboard was causing the echo. Is that what you're saying?
Well, because the soundboard, because I use stereo so we can have the sound effects, it also takes my computer audio, which the old one didn't. And so I realized since the YouTube, I have it up while we're streaming.
I got you.
It's picking it up,
got you.
even though we can't hear it.
Pick up. Oh, now it picks up even. There we go. That's it. Okay, that's it. Oh boy. Sorry about that, guys. We were rearranging monitors, adding stuff here, all this stuff. So it should be okay now. You should be hearing me okay. You should be seeing me okay. And we'll definitely be okay for, you look like former Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. I see. Okay. Hey, Rochelle, how are you? All right, good. I'm glad we got it all working out. Yeah, we got to play with toys. I got a great presentation for you today. I want to talk about the market. Let me share my screen. Oh boy, job is never done. Very excited about the 1 p.m. session we're going to have today. Highly, highly excited about that. Matt actually rearranged. I got an extra table here now so I could put more monitors because I need more monitors, right? So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the market. All right, let's talk a little bit about the market. So, first things first, more monitors. Yes. Well, I need a monitor for the one I present on, not for trading. Matt, your focus is soft. Really? Did you change anything on your camera, Matt?
Not a thing.
We'll figure it out. Maybe the light. Maybe you need a little more light. So I don't think that is, but we'll figure it out. You can't have too many monitors. Well, the problem is I'm looking at so many things right now at the same time that it really helps to have the monitors. So as far as data is concerned, we had a monkey sound, didn't we, Matt?
Yeah.
We did. Matt's still stuck on the monkeys.
Can they hear that?
Huh?
Can they hear that?
Do I hear it? I can't hear anything. I'm muted. No monkeys. They'll let you know. Trust me. They'll let you know if they hear monkeys. We won't have to do a survey. Matt is determined. He's determined to get the monkeys going. I like that. I like a passionate man. Okay. While he's searching for the holy grail of how to get the monkeys to get set to the sound on here, I remember we had the Mission Impossible. We had the Rodney Dangerfield. We had a lot of different things. All right. Today, though, we had, if you had echo briefly, that's because Matt's messing with his webcam. I blame Matt. So PPI came out. Oh, yeah, timing is good. PPI came out year over year. It was actually at 3 ex food and energy services year over year. Not so great. Ex food and energy year over year. If you take away the trade services, it was better. I mean, is it really all that much better? No. It means, I'll talk about Visa too, Robinson. It simply means that what the Fed is doing may be working, but not as fast or not as well. More sideways, more chop. So it was a nothing burger. Basically, it was a shit report. Then we had the retail sales report. The retail sales report was actually pretty good. The retail sales report was better than the consensus. So consumers are still spending. The jobless claims report, which we will talk about real quickly, the jobless claims report was a nothing burger. Don't let anybody tell you that it was anything beyond that. It was a complete nothing burger. And that was pretty much it. Europe raised their rates 0.25 basis points. Now, let me just tell you where the categories for retail sales are rising. Okay, and I want to. We got a lot of analysis today because we're we're breaking up out of key levels here. So categories that showed the most strength: non-store retailers, non-store retailers. Okay, so online retailers, health and personal care stores, food services and drinking places, Amazon, Etsy, Walgreens, McDonald's, Chipotle. Department stores lagged with a 3.4% year-over-year decline. Not as bad as I thought. Think about it. I mean, department stores have been taking it under the chin, but this news is pretty good. Comparatively speaking, the furniture and home furnishing category was also weak, negative 7.8% year-over-year, which could be a concern for William Sonoma, Ethan Allen, and Lazy Boy. I hope you guys are writing this down. Chipotle, Frank. Yes, it's hard for me to say it. Chipotle. That's it. I curse that name of that company. The general merchandise category includes Walmart, Target, Costco, 3% month-over-month sales growth. Remember, I was telling you that a lot of folks are gravitating towards for food and other things because they are cheaper. Grocery category, higher pricing again, 2.1% year-over-year, not a surprise. As far as wholesale inflation, let's just kind of break it down a little bit for you. Now, this number was the largest increase in 14 months. So when Powell comes next week and starts saying how what we're doing is really working, maybe somebody can say, well, why is the PPI the highest level in 14 months? Let's see if somebody says that to him, right? Anyway, you see how I'm thinking about this. The increase in wholesale prices over the past 12 months climbed to 1.6% from 0.8%. Oh, it's definitely working, right? I mean, come on, 14 high. Wholesale inflation is at a 14-month high. That's pretty substantial in my book. Food prices fell 0.5%. Cost of services, a major driver of inflation, rose 0.2%. The increase in overall service prices over the past year slowed to 2.2% and far below a peak of 9.4% when we were coming off of COVID about a year and a half ago. Inflation further down the pipeline bubbled up a bit more. Wholesale cost of partly finished goods jumped 2.1% last month, broke a streak of 6 months of declines. The PPI captures what companies pay for supplies such as fuel, packaging, so forth. Those costs are passed on to us. Big picture, after almost turning negative early in the summer, wholesale prices have crept higher in the past few months, but they're no longer signaling a rapid price increase. That's probably what he's going to say. So take that for what you want. Senior Fed officials believe inflation will continue to decelerate. Meanwhile, wholesale inflation is at the highest level in 14 months. How do you jive that together? I'm just curious. And the U.S. might even evade a long-predicted recession. We'll see about that. Looking ahead, while today's worse-than-expected report can be attributed to mostly higher energy prices, it still shows that the Fed's journey to bring inflation to its 2% target is not over, and it will take many, many more months of positive data to convince the Fed that this is it. And I agree with that. Pindudu? I'm pretty good at the hard stuff. It's the simple stuff I can't do. So before we begin, let me give you guys an update. I was at my physical therapy this morning because I had a I had a turn for the worst over the weekend, and she thinks she might have identified my problem. She thinks my problem is I'm a degenerate that sleeps on my stomach with my arm like this. And I've been doing it for years. And she thinks that's what the problem is. She thinks that's what's causing all my problems. That the root of my problems is how I sleep. So I'm going to try to change those patterns over the next couple of weeks. So not only do I have to give up caffeine, not only do I have to give up my sodas, but I'm also giving up sleeping on my stomach. What is next, right? All right, that's my update right there. Mark says, I feel like it's going to take, you can post to everybody, Mark. It's a good post. Let me repost that for everybody here. People want to hear and see what you want to say, you know? Yeah, that's what she said, Valerie. Yeah, exactly, Michael. So maybe 2-3 more hikes over the next. I think so. I think they're going to keep hiking unless things really get out of whack. But I don't know how they could say it's working when we got 14 months of worst report in 14 months. That's what I'm figuring that out, Stephen, at the ripe age of 52. Yeah. Well, it didn't save me any years. Hopefully it'll save me a few years. I've been going to the chiropractor 6 sessions. I'm not seeing any improvement from that. And he didn't say to stop sleeping on my stomach, but maybe he doesn't know about it. I'll have to share that with him. Yeah, sleep on the slide. I can't sleep on my back, but I could totally sleep on my sides. Get used to it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm getting used to it right now. So she thinks, Cyrus, don't agree with me. This is bad. You can't agree with me. You literally went 5 years disagreeing everything I said. All right, let's talk about some stocks. So first of all, first things first, regardless, I'll try that, Rochelle. I haven't tried that one yet. I have one of those Posturepedic mattresses. I've had it for 11 years and I love it. That whole thing about getting rid of your mattress after, I'll talk about Visa too. That whole thing about getting rid of your mattress after 10 years, I don't understand it, you know? I don't get it. But both of us have changed. Yeah. I don't play golf. Robinson, I don't play golf. I don't play golf. Everybody else does. I don't play golf. No golf. No golf for me. All right. So first things first. Remember, we do top down, not bottom up. Matt, I'm really jonesing for that second screen right now that I'm sharing things. So as you can all see, the S&P is in fact above the 50-day moving average. This report caused us to break out higher. I do, Gene. I have 2 disc problems, but they say this doesn't help. Degenerate, 2 discs are degenerate, but they think the sleeping is the problem. Anyways, I'll try that, Bob. You guys seem to be experts at this. I need to get I will be so happy once this is gone. I'll start doing 2-hour VIP rooms when this is been. I probably shouldn't say that. Hey, let me ask you guys a funny thing. If I was online 2 hours a day, what percentage of you guys would actually listen to me? All right. Look at that. That's good. A lot of people would. That's good to know. Good to know. Good to know. All right. RSI is not that helpful right now. We're very choppy. Gene, I gotta do me a favor, Gene. Can you send me your email address? Roger@rogerscott.com. If you don't mind. I'll take like 5 minutes of your time. Okay. Okay. Thank you. If you can't, that's fine too. I totally get it. I just need to talk to a pro here. Okay. So we're above the moving average. We're above the 50-day moving average. That's a bullish sign. We're going to have a lot of we're going to get a lot of buying pressure coming up here, which is a good sign. Volume is something to be desired. That has to come in. Otherwise, we can trample. The big sign is going to be when we there you go, Robert. The big thing is whether the Dow Jones, you guys are awesome, really. You guys are really awesome. I have very good people paying attention here. So thank you all for everything you guys do. We're at the 50-day moving average on the Dow, and the question is going to be whether we can come above that area. Thank you, Stephen. Now, there's a resistance line right here, a little higher. But things are looking really good. We have a higher lows. The trend line is moving up. We're above the 100-day moving average, which is mimicking this line. You guys should always, thank you, Mark. You guys should always have the 50-day, the 100-day, and the 200-day moving average and use those as areas of support and resistance because that's what institutions do. And remember, technical analysis works because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Oh, that's even better, Gene. Let me write that somewhere away from here. Okay. Thank you, Gene. That's a better way to do it. Yeah, the 8-day EMA is more for trade timing. I like for the trade to be above the 8-day EMA and not too far above the 8-day EMA. I find that thanks, Gene. I'll literally take like 3 minutes of your time. I find that when we hug the 8-day, we tend to kind of sift in that pocket. Yes, the 50, 100, and 200. The blue is the 50. This is the 100, and this is the 200. Once I move everything over to Thinkorswim, and we're getting pretty close. God help me. We're getting pretty close. I will. Yes, 50. The 50, yes, standard, regular moving average, because institutions look at them. Cyrus, the 28, again, 20-day is great for trades. I think they're great for pullbacks to trades, but I don't think the 20-day is a industry kind of a thing. You don't have to, Angie. You don't have to open up an account. You should, but you don't have to. You know, you don't have to. But, you know, Lance's indicator works with Thinkorswim. My indicators work with Thinkorswim. A lot of folks have Thinkorswim and don't trade with Thinkorswim, or, you know, like that's what it's good for. They're good for that. They're good for having like a little account here or there, something on the side, if you will. They're great for that. If you trade options, Fidelity is really good with executions. Schwab is really good with executions. Fidelity is amazing because they are their own market makers. If you trade stocks, you can't go wrong with Thinkorswim. E-Trade is not bad for trade. Yeah. Oh, Mark, you and I said that at the same time. E-Trade is actually pretty good. IB's good, but boy, try getting your money out of it. I mean, IB's good unless you're having trouble. Then things go bad. Mark, we'll do a couple of sessions on Thinkorswim here because I went through a little learning curve. So it's good. We'll do a little session for Thinkorswim. But anyway, Fidelity's good. E-Trade is good. Robinhood, I would stay away from as far as you can. Like as far as you can. Also, let's see if the bonds are giving us a little bit of a move. They're moving lower. That's bad. That's putting pressure on blue chips, which is one of the reasons why the Dow is still here. Yeah, Robinhood is good. I've heard good things from Webull. I don't know if anybody uses that, but I've heard good things from Webull. I've heard good things from Tasty Trade is great, and they're very easy. Very, very easy to use. If you guys want like an easy version of Thinkorswim, Tasty is very good, and they tend to allow people options experience. Manny, the guy who helped put together a Thinkorswim platform, he's on our payroll. He codes for us. No joke. Really nice guy. Hooked me up. T-Bus hooked me up with him. No, not Matt. He's an older gentleman. You guys might have, I don't want to give names out here, but he's actually one of the authors of Thinkorswim. And he worked he helped T-Buzz with a lot of stuff. And then what's his name? Do you remember his name? Yeah, Tom D. That's all. Just Tom D. Very nice guy. But he actually helped work on Thinkorswim platform. So very familiar with it. Okay. Let's now talk about the good stuff. So before we get into all of that, I gave you guys a couple of stocks last few days. TradeStation was the best long time ago for analysis. They dropped the ball. I gave you WestRock the other day. Remember this? I do. But you know who actually knows Thinkorswim better than anyone I know? The guy that's sitting right here that you're looking at, Matt. He knows Thinkorswim better than anyone else because he programs in them. He's great. Matt is fantastic.
It was a long road for Thinkorswim. That is not an easy bear.
No. But you know what? If like after a few weeks of sitting with it gets much easier. But this guy really knows his stuff. Like any question I have, he just comes in here and does it. I gave you this trade yesterday. I hope you're in this trade or the day before. Good, Melvin. Good.
Nice.
Go ahead and post that, Matt. Yeah, I'm glad you said half. Oh, Dom, good. I'm glad you guys said half because this is not a trade you need to liquidate. Oh, would you do the honors, Matt? And you know what to do. I would do it, Matt, if I had another screen. If I had another monitor, then I wouldn't ask you to do it. So just a little update. Robinson, I promise you, we will talk about Visa. I'm just, please. It's only 11:25. So I also talked about this stock breaking out a few times, and I told you how much I liked it. I hope somebody took me up on it. And I also talked about this stock. I hope someone took me up on it. And I talked about this stock. Valerie, we talked about buying all of those stocks either yesterday and or the day before. If what I'm saying is not true, please post here. There's at least 245 people in here. Just saying. All those are in play right now. They are in play. You shouldn't be liquidating. You should be thinking about adding more. Yes, I said it. Did it break? Did it break 38? Almost. I really like it here. Nah, it's okay here. It's all right here. It really is. Looks good here. Go ahead and get it. It still looks great. So stocks that I'm looking at right now, I would definitely take a piece of paper and I would write this stuff down. These are stocks that are in play right now. Right now. As a matter of fact, if you excuse me, while I'm talking to you, I'm going to go ahead and post them for myself in the indicators so I could see how they're literally doing right now, and I can broadcast that to you. Soon you will have the indicator, so you'll be able to do it yourself. Volume is crap, but relative strength is amazing. So, but it is having better than average volume. Right now, the volume is 39% of the daily range. So volume is backing away a little bit. You may want to be careful there. I would want to see it a little higher than that. So be careful there. Be careful there. Next one, TJX. Let me just put that up here too. I don't want to give you an option for it because volume is low. This one looks great. And volume right now is now volume is really bad. Only 18%. There's no follow through here. There's zero follow through. I'll tell you what, I'll give you the option, and if volume picks up, we'll play this game. The 93 strike price expiring in 15 days. Implied is pretty low. You don't want to sell these. You want to buy these. Okay. Valerie says, you've been mentioning relative strength often. I think you're confused, Valerie. You're looking at relative strength index. I'm talking about relative strength. Relative strength, not relative strength index. Just FYI. Here's relative strength. Look, let me show you relative strength. This is the poor man's relative strength guide. Here. Go to settings. Oops, not settings. You go to compare. See, I have a fancy indicator, which you'll have soon too. But here's the poor man's relative strength guide. Here's the S&P, and here's this. This is moving higher. This is starting. This is moving sideways. This is moving higher. It has much stronger area. If this moves up, this should move higher. If this kind of stays around here, we should have a little bit safety zone. That's the poor man's relative strength. And it right now it has relative strength on the SPY, but you could see here on a 1 day, it's losing a little bit right now, but that's a good time to buy pullback as long as on the daily and hourly it's still strong, and it is. It is. Let me show you. See that? See? Anita, you just go to compare. There's a setting called compare. If somebody's on here who has it right now, they can tell you right real quick. Next one. Next one. Let me just pull this up here. JXN. All righty. On a daily basis, the relative strength is now crossing the SPY, which is a good sign. The volume spikes are great because you know they're buyers and it hasn't been sold off. It has relative strength on a 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly, and daily. Volume is not great, but I really like this. So if volume picks up, let me give you this. I'd like to see a little better volume. Before we leave today, I'll give you, I have my scanner's now up, so I'll be able to give you all the stocks that have the best volume and the best relative strengths, so you can look at them yourself. Thank you, Cyrus. Thank you for helping, Anita. I appreciate that. So in this case, we want to look at the 35 calls that expire in 36 days. Now you're saying, Roger, are you nuts? Why not just buy the 40 call? Well, I'll tell you why. Because if you buy the 35 call, you're actually paying almost no money in premium. It's a lot cheaper premium there. So I would buy the 35 call, and it would. And if nothing happens in 5-6 days, just get out. Next, we have LPLA. Let's look it up real quick here. LPLA. You could see it's very, very strong. Volume is starting to get above average. Today, volume is at about 30% of daily volume. I'd like to see volume pick up, but this stock is looking pretty good here. The only problem we may have with this stock is liquidity. And again, I hope you guys understand that this process should help you find your own trades. If you keep picking my picks, and it's, you know, I want you guys to start mimicking me. Too expensive, just too expensive. You could do the 240. You can buy the 240. You could sell 250. You know what I would do here? I'll tell you what I would do. I would go ahead and sell the 230, and I would cover that with the 220 and take some premium on this baby. And in about 5-6 days, just liquidate it. That's a 10/20 expiration. Well, the problem is, Ken, you become more reliant, and I want people to become reliant on with time on themselves. All right. Next one is CTVA. Let's look it up here. Volume seems to be lower than usual today. I'll tell you that. Oh, this is for sorry, wrong. This is for a short. We'll talk about this later. GS, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, if you look at Goldman Sachs, is breaking out very, very nicely above 200-day moving average, and it's right at the 200-day moving average. Okay? I like Goldman Sachs, and I think Goldman Sachs is going to continue coming higher, and I think Goldman Sachs is going to go up to the 355 area. Okay? I like the fact that the S&P is above the 50-day moving average. I like the fact that the S&P is above the 8-day moving average. There's definitely buyers coming in, and buyers are going to come into things like this. It's okay that it's at the 200-day moving average. What I'd like to see, is I'd like to see it close above the 200-day moving average. Let me give you an option for this, but I like Goldman Sachs right now. You want to go 22 days out on this one. Paul, you can buy whenever. But I'd like to see it close above the 200-day moving average. Today, it's penetrating the 200. I want to see it close above 200. And don't think you have to rush. Look at you, Kathy. That's great. I like to see that. That's really, really great. No, there was nothing. Oh, yeah. Wrong ticker symbol, CTV. I'll come back to that. Kathy, good for you. Good for you. Like that. I like to see that. That's great. That's great. So, again, Goldman Sachs, 22 days out, you want to buy the 340 and you want to hedge that with the 355s. Okay. That's what you want to do 22 days out. Implied volatility is not high right now. And again, please, for the love of whoever you believe in, please make sure it closes above the 200-day moving average. Right now, the 200-day moving average is right around 340. Goldman is right around 340. It's at the 200-day moving average. It can easily back away from here. I want to see a clean break above, even 2 days. What I was going to say was, remember that Oracle trade? It wasn't even a trade. It was an example I was giving you guys, and you all went for it. We literally were like, I wasn't market timing or doing anything. That stock already lost 12 or 13 or 15 points by the time I started looking at it. Don't have this feeling, I'm late. It's gone. It's run away from me. It's probably just getting started. Don't have this Don't. Okay. Stop thinking the market and you are against each other. You're not. There's nobody against you. Okay. It go with it. Remember, we're behind the shark. Okay. Yes, definitely. Nobody, there's nobody trying to get you. There's nobody trying to mess with you. Nobody's out to screw you. It doesn't work that way. Petro, several different ways. The scanner is really helping me out a lot. Most of the stocks that you're seeing here, Petro, I'll tell you what, if you email me, I'll gladly give you a scanner that you could use for stock fetcher, but it'll be delayed, of course, where you'll be able to find most of these. Okay. But again, they're just looking for candidates, and then you have to go real time. They're not, it's kind of like a pre-watch list. Does that make sense? For things to put on your watch list, just email me. Test out my new email address, roger@rogerscott.com, which ends up going to Market Geek I see he has a day trade in tech, huh? Oh, okay. Hey, when did he post that day trade, out of curiosity? Just out of curiosity, when did he post that trade? Just want to check something. Let's see here. Very interesting. He picked up on it about, the reason I'm asking is, that's great because he picked up on it about half an hour before I did. That's good. That's great. That's great. So I like the stock. I like where it is right now. It's above the 200, the 50, and the 100. Volume on the stock right now is 115%. Right now, it's 115% of its average daily volume, to give you some idea. Okay. Relative strength on a 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly, and a daily is very, very good. Now, if I was day trading this stock, and I'm not, you see how S&P interweaves? So this would if I was day trading this stock, see how the S&P went down here and the stock stayed above? This would have been a great time to get in, right around 10 a.m. actually, right around 10 a.m. when Lance did, and to get out right around 10:45. Yeah. He was right. He was right on the money with it, man. He was right on the money. Like I said, it didn't get onto my alert till about 10 a.m. right here. Good. It was a great trade. But remember, this isn't a day trade for us. So, and this trade has a lot of resistance, not till 45. So there's still some upside here. There's room there's meat on the bones. But it's great when Lance and I are picking the same trades, right? Or looking at the same things, because Lance and I are not talking about these. We're not having conversations about this. Cyrus thinks that tech is going to go down. Cyrus, volume right now at 1140 is 116%. 116% of the daily range. It's got relative strength, man, on everything. Everything. So anyway, let me give you the option. In this case, I would go for well, do you know why? You know why he leaves early? Because institutions don't tell him when to sell. They just tell him when to buy. That's what I because there's no, well, right? I'm joking around. It's a joke. It's a joke, guys, right? Because he uses unusual volume. Institutions to tell him when to sell. So how does he get? It's just a joke. Anyways, you want to go 8 days out. If this stock doesn't continue its run up in the next 24 hours, you want to get out. And you probably want to buy the 43.50 call. For all of you, yeah, you can, Mark. You can go broke taking profit. Yes, you can. That's complete nonsense. You can go broke taking profit. I could show you metric where you can go broke taking profit. Puts, There you go. Puts. This thing is at 43.80. Nah, I don't want to do any puts here. Exactly, Ken. I swear to you, I'm not looking at what Lance is doing. But hey, he's a professional trader. I'm a professional trader. We look at certain things, right? You know? No, that's what I love about it. He and I are totally, it's like apples and oranges. But when you can find the same stock with apples and oranges, hey, right? 8 days from now, 9/22. 9/22. It's just a confirmation. Next one. Our friend is back. And I didn't forget about Visa. For anybody who's asking, I did not forget about Visa. All right, now GE. Let's talk about GE. GE, let's see. Volume is at 70% of its daily volume. Cyrus, there you and I go again. Relative strength, SPY, it looks like it's going to start up going for another run up. I actually am probably going to roll the existing trade that we have in Top Alpha stock back into GE, if I had to guess. Matt will come back. He went to grab lunch, but I'll probably do that. Valerie, we want to go here. About 15 days out. This will probably be a swing trade. And we want to go just a little bit in the money. Just a little bit in the money. So our delta's pretty good. Okay? If this stock doesn't give you what you want in 5 days, get out. Remind me when Matt comes back to tell him to roll over GE in alpha rotation top stock. Oh, there he is. Rolled. Yeah. I like it. I like GE again. So if it doesn't, you may want to wait till expiration if we don't scratch this one or whatever, you know? You may, yeah, it may pop. So we have an existing option. We're just going to stay with it, but I like it a lot right now. The Lottery Friday trade. That's right. The Lottery Friday trade. Maybe. Next one is PTEN. And by the way, for all of you who said energy peaked out or topped out, it hasn't. It's still going up, or at least it was. Let me pull this up here. PTEN. Volume. Nah, volume is not that great. It was really good. It's still better than average, but it's dying off. Let's see what the overhead is over here. Got overhead. Now we're actually way past this level. I'm really liking this right now. A lot. A lot. You're not going to get delta, Valerie, of higher than 1. That's impossible. Delta 1 is the highest, but you can get delta of about 0.6, 0.7 by doing that. That's what I said, Cyrus, in my morning video. I gave the strike price for G. Somebody here has it already. Now, this is not an expensive stock, so feel comfortable buying the stock and just doing that. Implied volatility, let's see here. No, implied volatility is way too high. So what we want to do in this case is it's too close. That's too far. Sell the 16 put and cover it with the 14 put. Expiring 10/20. That's probably the best play there. Next one is okay. One OC. Okay. I always read the ticker symbol. Okay. Volume is already at 60% of the day. It's got great relative strength. It's popping up nicely. Its volume is above average volume, and it has been already for a week. There's absolutely nothing not to love about this stock. I really like this stock. And also let's just kind of look back here for a second. Yep, we got clearance. We have clearance. We have some clearance here, folks. Exactly, Ken. Which is the topic of what we're going to be talking about at 1 o'clock today. What we just pulled on the PTEN, we're going to be talking about a lot of that at 1 p.m. today. In this one, you want to go 36 days out. You want to go 67.50 strike. And you want to, that's all you want to do. You don't want to do anything else. You just want to buy that. I like this right now. I like this right now. Last but not least, to the long side, I only have 3 shorts today, so bear with me. And notice I'm going quick, slower, like you guys asked. Let me pull up through here. The first and only company I ever worked for, Prudential. You've got a nice breakout. Volume is picking up. Let me show you here. It's picking up. I mean, it's not great, but it's picking up. It's breaking out above X levels. And in terms of options, if somebody can help Mark, please do. If not, I'll take a look, Mark. You want to go to 97.50 here. 97.50 right here. Yeah. Expiring in 36 days. Now, if nothing happens with these trades in the next 3-4 days, you want to get out. Okay. Now, to the short side. I think we talked about the stock a few days ago. It's got high volume. It's breaking down. It's doing exactly what we thought it was going to do. Relative strength is definitely moving here. The stock is doing here. It continues moving lower. If you guys didn't get in on it right here when I told you to get in on it, and here, and I talked about it before then too, Dom, it's time to get in on the stock. If you still haven't gotten into it, what are you waiting for? Oh, Rado, that's great. But Rado, why did you get out of it? Look, let's take a look for a quick second, okay? It's moving down. The S&P is moving up. Look, I want to show you guys something. S&P is doing this. The stock is doing this. What do you think will happen if the S&P, what do you think will but I'm not Lance. And if if the S&P starts going down, what do you think will happen with this stock? Look, S&P is moving up. The stock is moving down. What do you think will happen if the S&P starts moving down? You think miraculous? Bingo! Cyrus, where's that sound machine, Matt? Kaboom! Yes, Dickens. Yes. Oh, I love it. Everybody. Yes, so exactly, Hal. We're all on the same page. Kaboom! I got to get that. We got to get a kaboom sound in the sound machine, Matt. Yes. So we're looking at the 45 strike price. 45 strike price. The splat, right. Don't be afraid. Now, the next one is a little controversial because this was my favorite stock. Got tears coming out of my eyes. Anthony, if you want me to check your short in AEO, send me an email. Crocs is not doing great. Look, Relative strength is breaking above the 200-day moving average. What is Crocs doing? It's crocking down. Nice strong trend below the 200, below the 100, below the 50. That's okay, Anthony. That's okay. I like questions. Croc. I've been saying that for years, Franco. I think I say it right. No? $89 strike price looks really good around here. 89 strike price, maybe even 90. You know what? Scratch that. 90 strike price put. Expiring in 15 days. And you know what? Conversely, you can also, if you feel like it, oh, I see. They look terrible. They look very uncomfortable, but people swear by them. The 90, if you want, sell the 91 calls against the 95 calls. Sell the 91 calls, buy the 95 calls. We'll be talking about that today, by the way, in the 1 p.m. program, how to make income. There's a lot of implied volatility here. They have 15 days. You'll probably be able to get about 70, 80 cents net out of it. All right. Last one, and then I'll talk about Visa. Now, stock is breaking down. Doesn't have good, doesn't have good relative strength. Oh, sorry about that. Thank you. It doesn't have good relative strength. Thank you. It's just moving down, and I don't think there's nothing here till 112. I think that's why I really liked it. There's nothing here till 112. Volume today is about 27%. So volume is not good, but relative strength is amazing. I mean, relative weakness. Relative weakness. Sometimes I'll say relative strengths when I'm talking shorts. Understand I'm talking relative weakness. Look at the SPY the last few months and look at this baby. So if the SPY all of a sudden comes down, kaboom. Michael, if nobody helps you with, Dickens just posted DocuSign above for you. I'll repost it. Thank you for posting that, and I'll repost it again. There you go. All right. In this case, we want to buy the 125s and we want to sell the 115s. It only costs you about $4. If there's no soup in 6 days, 7 days, if the option is not up 40, 50% in a few days, you don't want to be in this trade. If all of a sudden the S&P starts going down and this starts going up, you don't want to be in this trade. If short-term relative, I mean, this is a perfect example why I love this trade. Look at this thing. It's going down, 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 down. S&P's doing its thing. S&P's going up, up, up. What does this do? Nothing. If S&P comes down right now, kaboom. Now, what if we're wrong? Okay. What if we're wrong? What happened when the market rallied here? What happened when the market rallied here? Nothing. Same trade, Dom. Nothing changed. Except one thing changed. On Monday, we were up here. Now we're up down here. You had talked about AFG. Yeah, I have talked about AFG. Let's see, AFG. Oh, sorry, wrong ticker symbol. AFG. I just can't type today. AFG. AFG. All right, there's AFG. Yeah, this is still very short, the stock. I would be shorting the stock. This moves up, this moves down, shorting the stock. Yeah, I did. CTVA. It's at the 50-day line. I think it's going to back up. I don't think this is going to hold, but I want to wait for it to drop to the 151 level, and then I think it's going to go to the 48. So let's wait off on this one. Oh yeah, yes. Visa. Let's look at Visa. Now, Matt, let's talk about this, okay? So I noticed that the stock fell. First of all, why did the stock fall? Because they're buying another company, right? They're getting in partnership with someone. Why that? Well, that's what you posted that, Robinson, to me. Let me post that for everybody. This is good information. We're talking about Visa. I'm just going to repost this. There's nothing private here. So Robinson, you literally like blocked me like this and intervened and said exactly what I was about to say. I don't know I don't know what the bad news is. I'm still trying to figure out what the bad news is. That's number one. Number two, let's look at Visa. Pull it up here on my chart. So today's volume is 153%. Obviously, it was downside volume, but let's take a closer look. It's at the 50-day moving average, but it's not at the 50-day moving average. It's actually above the 50-day moving average right now. That's a positive sign. The relative strength on a daily is very, very strong still right now. This is a news event. Well, let's take a look at what happened after the close. It dropped at the open. It made a low. And since that time, it's actually been moving. It hasn't been moving up, but it hasn't been moving down. So my word would be to hold on to Visa unless it breaks this low. If it breaks this low, I don't see any reason to buy to hold this stock. But if it stays above this price, I would hold on to the shares. Matt, do you disagree with anything I just said about Visa?
No, not at all.
Is that the game plan for Visa?
Yep.
All right. Because he cools me off the ledge sometimes. But it's above the 50-day moving average. It's a very, very good stock. I don't see anything wrong with it. What about the WHR trade? WHR. What's going on with WHR?
Whirlpool?
I think it's dead in the water, right, Matt?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, I think that trade is dead. Dead. I mean, dead. All right, Matt, let's talk a few minutes about seasonality. Remember, I have a class at 1 o'clock, and I hope each and every one of you attends. It's going to be a juicy one. It's going to be a great class. Matt, take us through it.
Yeah, we actually got to hurry.
Wait. Oracle. Did Oracle do what I said it was going to do? Remember, 50-day moving average. It's got to hit the 50-day moving average. I made it clear in my video. I like Oracle, but I want to see it above the 50-day moving average. Till then, no soup. Sorry, Matt. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do it quickly because we got the webinar at 1. Oh,
It's
one.
not.
It's
You
at
got an
1.
hour, buddy. You don't have to.
Okay.
You don't have to be fast.
Sorry. There's the link again. All right. So. All right. So for your sectors seasonally, on the long side, we are still cooling off. Not a lot on the long side. A few things that have decent accuracy just really don't have the profit factor. We're definitely moving towards the short side. Here is the short side for your sectors. See, we're getting a little more love over here. We've got Accelerate, that's okay, but you've got XLU going into what I would call green territory, industrials. Everything else is kind of mixed, but it's coming up. Definitely. XHB. See, I like this. XLRE, not a lot of trades, but pretty high accuracy.
They can't see you, Matt. And you don't have enough volume.
I don't have enough volume.
Got to get your act together, Matt.
There we go. XLRE, I like that seasonality, but there's not a lot of trades. However,
More volume, Matt. They want more volume. They can't hear you.
XHB, can you hear me now? No, they can't still.
No, they still can't. What's going on with your... Can you hear him at all?
No, it's like it dropped off.
I think that you got the wrong mic or something on.
Nope. It was Zoom. It moved
Hold on. He's
me.
working on it. He wants to make sure you could hear him. Okay. He says now it's good.
Yeah. Should be fine.
All right. You got it. You got it.
That's weird. Okay.
Start over because they couldn't hear you.
Yeah. So what I was saying was that XLRE on the short side doesn't have a lot of trades, but the accuracy is good. If you look right here at XHB, you see a similar story. So I tend to like that more now. Real estate's the short side. And what's our other one? I'll think of it in a second. Gosh. Nope, DBA's come on. I don't know. I'll remember it in a minute. Top setups on the long side. There's a few here. I don't really like any of them, to be honest. I went through this list. There's just not a lot of relative strength. FLT was a maybe, but the liquidity is kind of garbage on the option. If you're an underlying trader, though, it's probably a no-brainer breakout as long as it stays strong. I would see if it takes out 275. If it does, then I'd pile on, maybe even a day trade. Otherwise, not much. Airlines are moving together seasonally on the long side, but they're all terrible looking. So wouldn't really go with that. Going really against the chart. On the short side, I do have two that I like. I have CRL. Use the October 200 puts. I would wait for the break of $204.08. Oh yeah, if it comes back to VWAP, there's two things you want to check. If it rejects this high and heads south, that's probably a really good entry. Or if we just hem around and then we break VWAP, also another entry, just depending on what it wants to do. The volume is low. Doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of follow through. Had a nice big gap up this morning, but I think it's overdone. Also, Williams are to agree. The second one that I liked was FTV. Again, there's a caveat. I would wait until it breaks 75.46. Now, typically this would look like, well, that would look like a trade we take all day long for relative strength, pull back from a swing high or close to it. But right here, if it breaks this low, I think it's got a lot of room to the downside. You get at least $3-4. If it turns around today, it might just kind of oscillate. So if it breaks this, I'd go in short. And I'd take the October 75s, the monthly. On the long side, we have not a lot. Not a lot at all. ADP, decent seasonality. I did not look at the chart on that one. I don't love that. And then really nothing else except for this. Yeah, the dollar. Interesting. Short side is what I'm much more interested in. Mohawk, Trimble, NVR, lots of trades, lots of weakness. Kawa too. If you're a commodities person. A few other. Yeah, that's one more thing too. We had real estate short on the ETF side. We've got real estate, real estate, real estate, all moving with it. I like that. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy about the trade. Other than that, that is all I got.
All right.
Oh, I have some questions. I was not looking.
Questions?
I do. Yeah, King, send me an email and I have a file that I share with people. Won't be. You won't get this side, but
yeah, you're not going to get that, but you'll get the
You'll
VWAP.
get this side. Actually, this is exact. Nope, just kidding. Take it back. But yes, I will send it to you.
Oh, can you show them how to compare stock on Thinkorswim?
yes.
Show everybody just a real simple exercise. email email him at
Matt.
matt@rogerscott.com. Can't get any easier than that, right?
Nope.
Matt would, yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
There's a default Thinkorswim one right there that you use.
No, that's not what they're asking you.
What are they asking?
They're asking you how to do an overlay on the Spy.
Oh, the overlay?
Yes.
Okay. Now this will mess with your eyes a little bit, just so you know. Go to studies.
That's it.
Comparison.
Yeah, comparison right there.
I always do it in the code, but actually, I think you can do it in the settings. Yeah. You can change. I like to have it on bar.
I like it online.
Spy in there. You could use SPX, but
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
okay, now here's the kicker. Just so you're aware, the price, it changes the price levels. You're only going to get them up here, but it's going to shift them down so you can see them literally right on top of each other.
That's why I like to use a line. It's just so much cleaner. You all like the line better, right? The way I do it. Isn't it much nicer and cleaner?
Actually,
Yes.
I have
See, Cyrus says yes.
I have bars, not
Yes,
even
Bob says
candlesticks.
yes.
This is how I like it. Hold
Manny
on.
says yes.
I like
For our purposes, let's just use lines.
I like the candles.
Lines are much easier because you got the candles on the other one. So
The
it's
line doesn't
confusing.
tell you anything.
They tell me plenty.
No, it just you're missing information.
All right, let me miss my information. But I like my
Because look, if the Spy has a huge day volatility wise, you can't see that on a line.
Yeah, I'm not looking at that. I'm just looking to see how it's moving relative strength. I don't care about that. The line is perfect for me. The line is perfect for me. When I'm comparing the S&P to this thing, the line works perfectly. Perfectly. Yeah, that's the problem, Ken. That's exactly the problem. The way it's positioned, it messes with you. Whereas with the line, you could just see it very, very clearly. Yeah, the line are our friends. And again, everybody's got a preference, you know. It's a personal thing. Yeah, I like the line. Go ahead and put a line so they can see how the line looks. Yeah, there you go. That's it. So you can see exactly when it's crossing. You could see exactly when it's above or below. Nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Can't
All right,
do it,
folks.
Nick.
We will see you in 41 minutes. Roger, you just find someone who doesn't agree with you. We usually agree. It's a preference. It's a preference. That's why there's Thinkorswim, and that's why there's line, bar. Let me tell you guys something. I'm going to tell you guys something that will shock you. I'm going to tell you guys something that will shock you. This is like a secret that I've never told anybody. How about this? I had to completely retrain myself to use candlestick charts. I'm a bar guy. I'm a bar chart guy. I'm a high, low, close guy. I had to completely retrain myself about 10 years ago because everybody was doing everything in candlesticks. So I had to understand what they were doing. But I wasn't even I'm not originally a candle guy. Yeah. Seriously. Yeah. You remember that, Ken? You might have even remembered some of my first few videos or courses. I wasn't even using candles. I hate candlesticks. Now I'm fine. It makes no difference. But I'm a high, low, close guy.
You
Yeah.
know, the reason you like the line too, I would venture to say, is that you're a visual person.
Yes.
And I'm not.
I'm all visual. Yeah. But most folks tend to be visual.
Yeah.
That's why all these fancy schmancy looking softwares sell so well. All right, guys. It was a great session. We'll see you in about 50 minutes. Love all of you. Can't wait to see you there. This is going to be a brand new thing. You've never seen this before. It's a world exclusive. And you know who's going to be joining me? Who's going to be hosting me today? Celeste's son. Graham is going to be hosting me. I love it. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm going to go have my lunch, hang out. Bye, everyone.
When do I compare to Scott? I'm reading your question. I've never done that because you can do this, but right here. Perfect. Annie. Thank you. Murmus, for you, sure. I will do more research into it. I don't ever use it. I always stack them side by side, but I'll look into it. The overlay. He asked me if I could record a quick thing. Yeah, so they can reference it because it is confusing. Yes, Vivek, I did not code that. That's a built-in indicator. Okay. Any comments, concerns, questions? Here's my email. Because I got to get off it. There it is. Send me an email. I will see you all tomorrow or at 1. I won't see you at 1, but Roger will. I'll be listening. Bye, everyone. See you, Cyrus. Bye, Robert. You too, Derek.